starts the timer.
All right. All right, we're here with Dior. All right, so Dior, these are your focus group questions. What do you like to watch or listen to for fun?
What I like to listen to is rap music
Okay.
mainly. It's like hip hop, but in particular, my favorite artist is Future. You know, he is a rapper I've been listening to since I was, I believe, 7 years old. I'm correct.
And matter of fact, since we're on that topic of you being 7, what did you like to listen to and watch growing up compared to what you are now when you were 7 compared to your age now?
The same. I am the same person. I have always been the same person.
Okay.
Nothing has changed about me. Everything I watch just keeps getting what's it called? It's the word. It's like remastered in a way. They keep recycling shows. So it's really, I've been watching the same stuff for years, but just in different fonts. But yeah, about the same stuff.
And you know that's good because look, since you said that you know that they recycle shows, would you say that overall, since the time you were 7 compared to the time now, media has not changed in terms of quality, just in terms of the cost of everything?
You know, I say it changed in both ways.
Okay. What you mean?
The media quality has changed over time. Back then, like Vine was funny. I like Vine was just so pure and like there was like basically in a sense no boundaries, but there was boundaries.
Yeah.
Like if you was really funny, you was really funny on Vine.
Yeah.
People will follow you. People
like
will
King
look
Batch.
up to you. Like yes, like King Batch, King Vader. Who else? It's just a bunch of them. It's like I don't know. It's like more of them. It's like I think Jerry Punk Drake, something like that. Whatever his name is.
Jerry Punk Drake. Yep. He was one of the big guys.
Yeah. Like people like them, you know, like they was like they're funny, like, and they're in movies now. That's how funny they was. They're like actually in real movies. They got to that point in their career, but like now it's like the most dumbest stuff. People consider it funny. Like it should be the dumbest things.
Yeah. Would you say compared to then and now that the comedy back then has changed because of the way media has changed, or it's just personal views?
100%.
Yeah.
I say people got softer. I'm leaving it like that. People just got softer.
Oh, go ahead and say it. Yeah, go ahead.
I remember when people used to call gay people, and there was no type of like feedback, no nothing from it. Now you just call somebody gay, they trying to cancel you, they trying to find your address, trying to dox you, trying to send like 30 people to kill you just for calling somebody what they are. You can't call nobody gay no more. You can't say no more. I'm being honest. You just really can't. You can't.
Okay.
People like things that that's what made Vine better too. I'm not saying that the slurs and stuff made it better, but it's like it made it more pure. You know, like people gotta even content now. You have to censor yourself so much nowadays for content. You can't say really nothing on YouTube. You can't say nothing on Twitch.
Okay.
You have to like people are scared to even say certain things because they don't know if it's gonna get them banned or not. But back then it wasn't like that. It was not like that. I mean, if you said some OD crazy stuff, like some KKK level type of timing in there, you're gonna get like a penalty for that. Okay. But now you can say that you can, like I said, you call somebody gay, you're going to get like a ban notice. That's how it is nowadays. People just got softer.
Okay. And going off of that, I want to compare everything that you said. Would you say that you still watch regular TV like cable with channels, or do you just do YouTube, Netflix, and other streaming platforms?
I do. You know, honestly, I always mainly been YouTube streaming media forms, but mainly in like the prime years of my life. I wouldn't say prime years, but like the early years, like the you know youngin days. Yeah. Cartoons was popping back then.
Okay.
Like Ben 10,
Yep.
like the original Ben 10, then Ben 10 Alien Force,
Yeah.
then Ben 10 Ultimate Force,
Yeah.
like they was cooking.
Well, Dior, that really wraps up the interview. I'm glad we got to talk about media and your personal views. And yeah, thank you for that.
Banger, then it, bro, my favorite show, bro. If it wasn't Ben 10, my favorite show would be.
All right. I'm here with my friend Ashton. Ashton, say what's up.
Hello, what's up?
All right. Ashton's going to answer these questions here. So, Ashton, we have these focus group questions basically about media. You know the whole spiel already. All right. We're going to start with the first one. Can you tell me a little bit about your media habits growing up? Like, what kind of shows, movies, or radio programs did you watch or listen to regularly?
Let's see. What did I grow up listening to and watching? I grew up listening to a lot of R&B. That was just the culture in my house. A lot of cleaning was done around the house, so like I would always be hearing, 2000s R&B songs around the crib.
Yeah.
As far as media culture, television, I would say like what was big? VH1, a lot of VH1, BT, Lifetime, things of those natures.
Okay. Second question. How often do you consume traditional media like cable TV, movies in theaters, or listening to the radio compared to 5 years ago?
I would say little to none. Like the comparison has dropped tremendously.
What do you think changed over these 5 years? Because 5 years ago, geez, we were in high school.
Yeah, man. I think becoming an adult is like a big part of your palate adjusting as far as media and what you're interested in. And I just kind of grew away from like typical media trends, things of that nature. Like,
Yeah. Ashton, I noticed one thing about you in high school. You've always been alias.
yeah, man.
Next question. In what ways has social media changed how you find about TV shows, movies, or music?
I feel as though the way media is broadcasted is way different now. Like before, it used to like the introduction of new shows and things like that. It'd probably be on like an Instagram post, maybe, or like on TV while you're watching something else that you're actually trying to watch, or maybe YouTube or something. But now it's like advertisements are everywhere, man. They could be in like inside your local food, fast food place. It could be on TikTok. It could be on a website you're using. Like it's just.
And Ashton, your current job is in technological advancements. So how do you say your current job relates to the current way media moves?
Let me see. All right, so working in cybersecurity, we're doing a lot of like advancements as far as like AI. And I feel like AI is really a big part of media now, as far as like not only advertisement, but like getting, what am I trying to say? But like just, it's just a big part of life right now. That's the best way.
Next question. Compared to AI, do you say that AI and social media has made media more accessible to the public or just more fragmented to those who can't access?
Definitely more accessible.
And in what ways do you see that specifically in urban areas like Washington, D.C.?
Everything requires like everything in this area is like requires technology, from like paying for things, GPS, anything that you could think of that you would need on an essential daily basis requires technology. So I feel as though it's room for AI to do anything from like cash registers to helping you find certain products, parking spots, things of that nature.
And Ashton, you're from a place where people like to call dirty DC. In DC, what I would say is one thing I always notice is that there's always a poster for a movie coming out, and it can be in such a tight little environment behind a dumpster, but it's such a big movie that it's advertising. Would you say that your relationship, being someone who grew up in DC, is more personal with social media, passive, or community driven because of your environment?
I would say it's more community driven, just by its usage and what I've seen it be used for.
Well, AC, let me tell you something. Thank you for coming out with us. That will be the interview. And yeah, thank you. This was a very interesting interview. And this is her interview for the focus group. All right, so Miaya, can you tell me a little bit about your media habits growing up? Like, what kind of shows, movies, or radio programs did you watch or listen to regularly?
Usually I listen to anything that came on the radio. I listen to R&B music, hip hop, pop. TV show wise, I watched Nickelodeon and Disney Channel. So anything that came on around like the late 2000s to 2010s, that's what I usually watch.
Okay. All right. So that was interesting. My next question is, how often do you consume traditional media, like cable TV or movies in theaters or on the radio? Basically, like everything we had growing up, not streaming services now or like all of that, like Spotify and stuff.
Like, do I still use it now?
Yeah, like, no. Like, how often do you use it now compared to how you used it 5 years ago?
Rarely. Everything is like Bluetooth or streaming. So I don't really use it a lot. Like cable, I don't use cable at all.
And literally, I feel like I'm the same way. My house, you've seen it. My house has cable. I literally only use my PlayStation or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Third question. In what ways has social media changed how you find out about TV shows, movies, or music? So in what ways has social media changed as like exposing you to new shows, movies, or like you finding out about new stuff coming?
Honestly, in a good way, because I wouldn't watch as much as I watch without social media bringing it to my attention. And it does have a lot of spoiler alerts. Like it does leak a lot of spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
But it's still very convenient, especially if you're gonna watch new shows that you never watched before and new genres. Especially
like the way ads, you talking about like ads that come up on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
How you find out, or like just TikToks, like people talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still watch traditional TV or listen to radio? If not, what replaced it?
TV.
Like, do you still watch traditional TV like cable?
Oh no, I don't.
Or do you listen to the radio? Like actually listen to the radio, not.
When I'm in my mom's car, I listen to the radio because it takes too long. But
and you think it's more because she listens to the radio, or because just the design of the car?
Because she listened to it. Like she don't really. It'd be short distance, so she would just stick on to the radio. But I'd say like in other people's cars, they do auto. I mean, what's it called? Aux cord. Bluetooth.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I thought about that. Like, it's sad because it's dying, but I don't do either. You see, I got multiple radio stuff in my car. I use Bluetooth and
Newspapers died.
Yeah.
Everything's dying.
People, they're still getting printed. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's still getting printed.
All right. Do you follow any celebrities or creators primarily through social media instead of watching them on traditional programs like TVs or movies?
Yeah, TikTokers.
Name a few. Name a few that come to mind.
Let me see. I'd say people like those families, like the moms of five type, like Ari Fletcher.
Do you feel like it's because? Do you feel like these people that you follow are like micro celebrities, meaning like they're not really big enough to be on big traditional TV like movies, or do you feel like you just follow them because they show a different appearance on their personal social medias.
I'd say that because it's different, like watching a reality TV show compared to people on Instagram and TikTok, because it's the real life. It's real life. Like, you're seeing everything that actually goes on instead of like behind the camera and everything being edited.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's why, because it's more real and relating to your personal life. You can't really relate to TV shows.
Yeah.
In ways.
Okay, I like that. All right. I gotta find my next question.
Okay.
Sorry, I got lost. Okay. Have you ever started watching a show or a movie just because it was trending on TikTok, Twitter, or YouTube?
Like a TV show?
Like, did you ever decide to like start watching a show or movie, any platform, or watching anything simply because it was trending on social media?
See, yeah, that goes back to question one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's very influencing, especially when you see a lot of people having good reviews about it and going into depth about it. So yeah, I'd say that definitely.
I feel like, and you know me, because it's so hard to get me to find something new to watch. I feel like mainly the reason I've watched new stuff is simply because it was popular on social media, like Bird Box, Get Out, even new stuff like what's it called? That new thing on Netflix about the airplane hijacking.
Yeah, I say most
The
places
Christmas movie.
and things that inspire me to watch is definitely ads.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say ads more than people themselves.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's interesting, because that's interesting. I know a lot of people would say the opposite.
Yeah, because you know, like,
Why you
be
say that?
watching YouTube videos and like an ad, you be like, hold on. Like, like you have the skip option, but you don't want to skip it because it's very interesting. You're like, okay, yeah, I need to add that so I can go see that in the movies.
Why not a person?
No, people do too.
No, I'm saying, you said you rather ads than like someone talking about the movie.
I don't know.
You feel like you can't trust them?
No, I can trust people, but sometimes, you know, social media has gotten so much more dramatic, and they'll make us seem something that's not like, oh my gosh, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen, and then you go see it just like how we did when we went to the movies.
And it wasn't scary?
Yeah, it wasn't like how it was showing. Even trailers do that. Like, trailers will blow something up, and then you be so disappointed with the ending.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna go based off of a person's review, it has to be a trusted source, or it has to be enough trusted sources for me to be like, okay, these people seem like they like what I like. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be worth my time.
All right, next question. This is crazy because this is going off what we just talked about. Do you feel like you trust recommendations more from social media, like influencers, TikTok, Instagram, than ads and traditional media outlets? Literally what we were just talking about. Why or why not?
Actually, I'm gonna switch my answer. I'm gonna say people,
Okay.
because these ads want you to go look at them because they're benefiting from it money wise, instead of people who aren't really benefiting from it, but you know, they'll tell you. It's like The Color Purple. It was getting so many mixed reviews, but it was kind of like more negative views than positive views.
Yeah.
So, and like, it was still a good movie to me, but I feel like the ad was more lenient of like a exact copy and paste of it, and not really a musical.
Yeah.
So I'd say people really told me that it was a musical, but it's kind of like, I'm in that there.
I keep talking.
No, I was going to say, it's kind of like, that's what I already knew that though.
Yeah.
I already knew that it was going to be a musical. I still went to go watch it instead of believing in people.
All right, sorry about that. We had technical difficulties. All right. Mia, have you ever shared your thoughts on a show, movie, or song on social media? What kind of response did you get when you did it?
I don't post on social media. I'm very private, so the last time I probably shared something was in middle school, and I can't remember what.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've had my few times, and yeah, I definitely got mixed reviews because people will go crazy for something that they really don't even care about on social media, which is a whole nother discussion. But yeah, let me get another question. Do you think social media affects your expectations for shows, movies, or music before you even consume it?
Okay. Yes, I'd say, because the same thing as I was saying before. Social media would can make things more dramatic than what they actually are. And you really be disappointed with the outcome, especially when you were expecting something else, because they put it in your head and then, yeah.
I feel like that's a great explanation because, in my personal opinion, social media only captures the good parts of everything. The good parts of owning a pet, the good parts of working out, the good parts of fitness, the good parts of being in shape, the good parts of movies, the good parts of everything. And I feel like because social media posts, along with paid promotions and ads, always hyping up things and giving like misinformation and just steering us the wrong way, I feel like we always expect something to be better. And when we watch it, I feel like there's just been so much of the same pattern of product for the consumer being underwhelming due to the high expectations from social media posts.
That's a very good response. I agree with that.
But yeah, that was my interview with Niaya. This was a very good interview in my personal opinion. I feel like we touched over a lot of important topics when it comes to media and audiences in today's world. And yeah.